Welcome back to the Witch's Way podcast. I'm Kat.
And I'm Jamie. And tonight we are exploring the planning of your magical year ahead. Now, I know this might seem weird to do it in February, but hear me out. Winter is the silent season, and we are quite literally in the middle of winter. It's the quiet season, the hibernation, the rest, the endurance, with as little effort as we can. So we're really just trying to get through. This is like where the word perseverance comes in. Just get through this shit. But spring is made for new growth and stuff pushing out of the ground and, new little buds pushing out of the barren tree branches and even things popping out of eggshells. Can you imagine like the strength that it takes to kind of like break out of these things that have been there holding you in, keeping you safe, but holding you in so that you can't grow anymore. Like it's restricting you. Mm-hmm. So spring is energizing and it's not too far away. We're like,
we're so close.
5 or 6 weeks from Astara, from the spring equinox.
We're so close.
Yeah. Now is the time to plan and prep and prepare to hit the ground running, metaphorically and literally. Yeah. Signs are exercising.
This time of year, we're focusing more on planning magic in our life than... And the reason this matters is because it provides structure and intention for growth. It honors the cyclical nature of life and energy, and it deepens our connection with nature, astrology, and the divine. A symbolic parallel is planting seeds that will bloom throughout the year. Each goal we set is a seed planted that we will experience in the future. So let's get started with aligning our energies with the seasons. We're in the middle of that right now.
Yeah, right now. All right. So we already talked about spring as the starting point for action, but let's take it a step further. I want you to write about or reflect on what spring energy is for you. Like if you were to conjure up images in your head, smells. Yeah, I think of images and smells and what is spring for you in your head? Like what comes to mind? What are all the little things? And then write about it. It's like actually dedicate some time to thinking about what that spring energy is for you. And this is going to make sense later. So after you do spring, I want you to go ahead and do like summer and fall and winter too while you're just thinking about it while it's fresh. And focus on the feelings that each of the seasons conjure up in you, okay? We do this because it'll help with the goal setting. The reason why it'll help with goal setting, all right, listen. You'll have awareness of your feelings connected to the season, and then you can pick a time that better aligns with goals. So I know I went through that very fast to hurry up and journal about these things, and then I'm giving it away. But the feeling that you get for each of the seasons, when you're writing out goals of things you want to accomplish for the year ahead, you look at the season and you're like, oh, that really matches how I feel about fall. Oh, that really matches how I feel about summer.
So what are some things that come up for you for spring? I have something in mind, but I want to hear what yours are first.
For me, for spring, okay. For spring, it is still a little chilly in the morning, but everything warms up and the butterflies, they rest overnight. So I always go on the garden early in the morning and they're still too cold to fly. And I think that is so cool because they're like, no, I'm still resting. I'm not quite ready to go. So I see that all around my yard where little things are they're pausing until the sun gets warm enough at maybe 10 a.m. Then everything just takes off. That's what spring reminds me of.
I'm giving eye rolls over here to Jamie because Jamie's yard is a garden. The whole entire yard is a garden, and it's beautiful. Well, what came to my mind is spring cleaning because for so many years, for 30 years, I lived in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And so spring cleaning comes to mind, and the way I feel like I can embrace this as a witch is just get rid of stuff, not just being able to open the windows and freshen out the house, but also to clear out things that I don't need. It's a good time of year for me you're changing clothes out. Maybe not so much here in Florida, but I have had my winter clothes out now for a while. I've been wearing long pants and long shirts, and I'm very white.
Yeah.
Pale as snow. I'm Kansas City white right now. And I cannot wait for the sun, so I want to get the house opened up. I want the windows clean. I want stuff out of here. That's where my mind is going when I think of spring, only because it's kind of ingrained in me from so many years of living in where I was literally snowed in, for the winter.
You were stuck in that shell.
I was stuck in
Think about that.
Absolutely.
We spring forward. I know that they say that for daylight savings, but spring literally It does. It springs forward,
Yeah.
which I love. So when you're stuck in a house all winter, you fucking can't wait to pop your ass out of the
Yeah,
house
well,
and
the
start
other thing that's
planting
going to
and-
go away is all things that were sort of winter related, any kind of decorations. I'll be switching out candle colors or things like that, little things around my house that have been like this cozy, warm, the smells of the cinnamon smells and the vanilla smells that I've been, the pumpkin smells,
The warming smells.
the warming smells that
Yeah.
I've enjoyed throughout this season. Now those are gonna get put away, and I'm
Yep.
gonna bring out all the
Springy smells.
springing, like the different
Jasmines.
jasmine,
Yeah, and
what else do I
flowers
have
and
in
petals
there?
and
I just have
lemon
different kinds of more what I would relate to as summer or spring scents of
Mm-hmm.
candles. I can't think of what they are now because I've had them put away for a while.
Well, I think the difference is that when you smell them, you feel invigorated. It's like it gives you a
Yes.
sense of like, that smells clean and bright and new
Yes,
and fresh.
Absolutely, it does. It does give you a definite feeling, vibe,
Mm-hmm.
for what's happening outside of the house.
Yeah,
You
it
can
sparks
bring
it
that-
inside of
yeah.
the house. Yeah. So the other thing that I put down for things to do to align with the energy of the seasons is create a little vision board. And I'm doing like air quotes around vision board because it's not like a vision board like things you want to bring into your life, like the normal vision boards, but like a vision board that really captures that idea of what spring is to you. It could be a piece of artwork in your house that you do. So I say vision board like loosely because I still love doing collages with magazines rather than just recycling them all. And I get a lot of nature magazines, I can't lie. And so to put together a little collage that's like, this is my little spring one. And I've put stuff like that on my altar. I've decorated parts of my house with it, but
So
creating
something that I do on the regular, and I just realized that this is related, this is seasonal, or at least semi-seasonal, something like that. But I'm changing my phone screen out.
Oh,
So my phone screen is becoming something
yeah.
completely different than it. During this winter season, it's been like chakras, so it's been sort of like this shadow work type of thing, where it's sort of dark and mysterious, and makes you think of that. But
It's the darker half of the year,
It's
yeah.
the darker half of the year. So now with spring and summer coming, I'm gonna take some pictures maybe that I've taken at the beach before that are my favorite, or of my dog out, my dog out on a
So
trail
it's going to
somewhere.
brighten up a bit.
Yeah, so it's the vibe that when I look at my phone, that vibe is going to change. That's going to change for me.
I love that. I definitely didn't think of that.
And as far as a vision board, like if you want to make a little image that fit on your phone,
Yeah.
you could do that. I know you've
Yeah.
done that. You've had spell ones on your
Definitely, yes.
pictures that you've
I still
taken
have
as
that. I
spell
still have
work.
my spell work. Yeah, I still have the picture of my spell on my phone so I can see it. Yep.
You have it now still?
It's still that. Yeah, it hasn't changed like
oh my
all
gosh,
year.
That's been a long time.
Yeah, but was it last fall I did that?
I don't know.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I have not changed it out. It's serving a purpose.
So another good thing to do this time of year is to cleanse and bless your tools and spaces for a fresh start.
I love that. Yeah. Everything needs dusting at my house. I live close to a busy road. So, like, everything gets really dusty because during the wintertime, I open up as many doors and windows as I possibly can, right up until the afternoon. Because in the afternoon, I feel like it still gets pretty warm here for winter. Like, I feel like it can still hit 75 or 78.
It can get warm here.
Yeah, I was
in
like,
the afternoon,
well, I'm
late
trying
afternoon.
to have that 65-degree weather in my house. Listen to us with our winter cold. It's 65. It's freezing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But remember that, like, where you live and the hobbies that you have will make an impact on what comes to mind for spring and other seasons. Like, I love that mine was all about the animals that I see, and you were thinking about the scents in your house and cleaning stuff out and just these different routines we have as individual witches and sort of our habits and what we do and what feels right for us.
Well,
It's
I have
supposed to be
garden
different.
beds now. And so I haven't had a lot of success with them because I'm very new to gardening, like trying to grow vegetables, not fruits, but vegetables. So I'm going to, try that again.
Keep going at it.
I'm going to try to get something going. It'll be the right time to get things in the ground and have a lot of warmth before it gets so hot that I'll have to give all the plants an umbrella because,
They will need shade, yes,
because they can't handle
because they'll get sunburned.
And yet I'm
and
just so
dry out.
happy when that's going to happen because I won't be white as snow anymore.
I was thinking about sort of what spring feels like, and I feel like we jump from spring to summer really fast. So I kind of all
Here
these things,
or
yeah,
everywhere?
no, here for us,
Yeah,
like
we
us in
do.
Florida.
do.
But I have some specific things that really happen at the beginning of the year right now, and that is my baby owls. They nest every year. So like,
Are they back yet?
they're canoodling right now. So they're out there in the
owls
yard.
are canoodling.
They're canoodling, and you hear them. So when I leave my doors open, I get to hear them outside all the time, and their little languages talking to each other. And I just picture them out there, finding their mate. So we have owl boxes that came with the house that we bought, and they go in every year, and they usually have 3 babies. Only one year did one egg not make it, and the egg, it was almost like it wasn't fertilized. Like nothing was dead in there. The egg just disintegrated, and it was yolk down the side of the pole. But other than that, there's always 3 little babies. 3 little babies. Oh my God. So I get very excited about that.
That excites me because when I'm over there and they're like, and they get a little bit older and they're
popping their heads out and they're all curious.
And you can get up high on a ladder and you can kind of look in and see them. Oh my God, it's the most cutest thing you've ever seen in your life.
And so the owls I have are the eastern screech owls. They're really small, and they're used to humans. They're around us all the time. Like they see me do my yard work. They're sitting up on the tree. They're sitting on the fences. But the hurricanes from the fall did take down the trees that they used to bring their young to. So I want to be really cautious this year that they have a place to fledge because they have to practice flying. And all I have is those lights that you strung under my porch, They can't go to those trees anymore. I still hear them out there, so they might go to like the oak tree but all the big trees that we had that got
you still got the pine that's right next to the house.
It's too high for them to get up when they're little.
Pretty high,
yeah, it's too high. That's really, really high for them. So, thinking about creating or planting something else that doesn't get so big, but is like up off the ground so predators can't get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, like your cats.
Oh, well, listen, I lock those little bitches up. I don't even play. I cannot even imagine if my cat's got a hold of an owlet. Oh my goodness, my heart would break. I don't know if I could forgive them.
Yeah. Well, another thing we'll be doing soon. I know you will. I definitely will.
What?
You definitely will.
Yeah.
I definitely will. We'll be visiting the garden centers
Hell
and
yes.
our favorite places to go buy Florida native plants.
Yes.
And starting to put those into the ground.
Oh, definitely.
It's a glorious time of year.
Yeah. So I think the next thing for us to do is, with aligning with the energies of this season, is to decide. This is make a decision, because I think we always forget to make the decision. We just try to plan for everything. And it's like, decide if you want to celebrate every holiday, every equinox, every solstice, Just decide what you're able to handle for the year. Maybe you celebrate the holidays that you never have and you give them some time, and you skip some other ones that you know a lot about. But it's, furthering your practice. Decide which rituals, spells, meditations you want to do this year. So it's deciding. You don't have to do all the planning right this minute. But if you decide throughout the year what you're going to want to create in your life, you can decide okay, this year I'm doing, maybe it's even your first spell. I thought about that. That is not the way my witchcraft went at all. I just came up with some shit and did it. But for now, I would tell people, plan things out. Okay, so let's do a spell, for love or self-love in the time that's most beneficial. May 1st Beltane is a great time for love spells. So I would, if I had my choice now, if I was like a brand new witch, I would align my spells with the seasons that complement them the best.
Oh, I hadn't really thought about that yet.
The spells you want to do?
Or
what you want to bring in?
Yeah. Well, and aligning with something like a love spell for around Beltane.
Yeah.
That would be a really good, because I'm almost ready to dip my toes back into the dating pool again. So.
Well, and then think about the different things that you can do to celebrate, air quotes again, but not really put on a full ass ritual or do a whole spell. But there's little subtle changes that we can do within our practice that help to align us with those seasonal energies. I know that I have, for the dark half of the year, I have a black cloak and I have a white cloak for the light half of the year, just signifying, the dark and the light half of the year.
You used to switch out your jewelry.
My necklace, I did.
Your necklace in winter, winter to
I did.
Spring, didn't you?
Well, from light to dark.
Light to dark.
Yep. So I had 2 moons, and they only faced certain ways, So you would have which would be the maiden moon. That would be during the light half of the year. And then when the dark half came, it would be the crone moon, the crescent moon going the opposite direction.
Oh.
And I would change them out like that to remember, this is a crone phase. This is a crone season. This is a crone half of the year. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And
energy.
I never read it anywhere. It just felt right for me.
I love that though.
I loved doing that. Now I have a chakra one that I just love so much I don't change it out ever. And it was a gift from my brother, so I think that's even extra special. Yeah. So changing out decor for your seasons. I have these 4 wreaths, and I started this probably 5 or 6 years ago, when I moved into my new house, because I don't have really a big altar set up anywhere like I used to in my other houses, but each one it's only 4 seasons, but they have coordinating crystals put into them, flowers for the season, things that I know have purpose and meaning to me, and I put them in that big kitchen window, like in my prosperity wall. Yeah. So
yeah, I can see that those have changed. If I look back at all the things that have been in that windowsill, I can recognize
there's
that
a
those
lot
changed.
going on there.
Well, I
Yeah.
recognize the change from the colors, but just a few months back, I got a big wreath so that you see that when you walk through the front door. That's the first thing that you see. And so I've had it like a fall wreath, and then I've got the winter, like Yule wreath now, and so I'll be changing that
Switching it
out.
to
And
spring.
then,
Yeah.
and then, lucky me, I got this mirror thing that Jamie gave me with these little cubby holes in it. That's going to get all changed out, and there's an altar right underneath of that with candles and stuff. That'll get all switched out.
Yeah.
That's exciting to do that. I love that I have that space.
I know.
Now,
I'm
that
so
I have
happy
those
for you to
things that
have
are
that.
like a permanent part of my decor, but they're going to change with each of the seasons. That's really exciting for me because I haven't ever done that. This is like I just started with those 2 pieces like
In the fall.
In the fall.
Yeah.
In the fall I started with that.
Well,
so
I love that.
That's if you can find something that you look at it and you always know that's like your witchy thing. I'm 5+ years into my practice now, and it's the first time that I've either had the things or found the space or whatever it was that I didn't do it before. But I really love looking at those things now, and when I see them, I light the candle. I'm like, man, this makes me feel so witchy.
Well, that's
and
what
connected.
That's what the alignment thing is that you're like kind of staying present on what is the energy right now surfacing around us or being present right now. And that's what I love. I love looking at other people are like, oh, nice wreath for the holidays, or some shit. I was like, yep, it just blends right in. You can't even tell it's a witchy thing. Yeah. So now that we've decided on how we can align ourselves with the rhythm of the seasons, the next step is to really organize and plan our rituals. So remember I said decide first? Now we'll get into the planning stuff. And as you're planning your, spells, rituals, things you want to do for this year, your goals, what you want to accomplish, how much you want to learn. I know you've been on the journey of learning astrology. I mean, that's huge. And
It is.
Just deciding that you're going to take that on and then stick with it. I love that. This is where a magical calendar can come into play and be really fucking helpful.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into a lot of calendar stuff because I feel like the more we know, the better we do. Oftentimes when witches approach me and they're feeling really lost or out of touch, it's because they've not sat down to acknowledge what's been going on in the season, within their planets, within, whatever the fuck. Like there's all these things. It's like, yeah, let's start going through a lot of this. Like, let's look at some numbers. Let's look at, where you're at in your returns or whatever. But staying present in those things can really help us feel aligned instead of feeling alone. That's the way I think of it. All right. Options for buying calendars. This is going to be fun. Oh my gosh. You can ask yourself, like, how do you choose the right calendar format? Like, whatever kind you want. Weekly, a big book, the big wall one. My best advice I have for you is to just choose the one that feels manageable. Not the prettiest one, not like the one with the most shit on it, because sometimes that's really overwhelming. But like, look at the calendars and say, I think I can manage that this year. Because every year is different, right? Like last year was crazy for me. This year's been a lot better. What's manageable for me this year? So don't hold yourself to too much of like a strict notion of, I got to do this, this is what my practice requires of me. Have grace with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
And if you only do a few little things, that's okay. Sometimes that's all we need for the year to get through. Yeah. So we talked about in another episode that it was like the wall calendars, being able to see the entire year at a glance. Do you? Have you? Can you do that?
I would love to do that, but I don't really have a place.
It takes up a big amount of wall
That's
space.
it would be as
Yeah.
large as that area behind my front. That's a lot. That would be, and I wouldn't want it there.
Yeah.
That would be the only place I could really do that.
Yeah, so in some cases, it's just you don't have the space to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have the space to do that. What wall am I going to put it on? And I would find
Digital,
it very
you
tacky.
can even use digital if you.
Big digital ones.
Digital. I mean, if it's manageable on your phone, you can use, like, if you have Google calendars, you can color code. You can, like, make certain events. So you could do your holidays in one color,
Yeah.
and then full moons or something, or anything going on in the sky in another color, and
Yeah.
put those. And then you could set reminders too.
Yeah.
So we're on our phones so much.
Or at least we have them with us pretty much always.
Yeah.
I think of that more than I'm like on my phone a lot, but I usually always have it with me.
Yeah.
Unless I'm at my house, and then who knows where
I'm
it's
on my
at.
phone a lot reading. I'm finding myself reading a lot of different, because I've joined some astrology groups now for learning. And so and I'm reading articles and things like that. And the only place I'm doing that is on my phone.
On your
Because I'm
phone.
not sitting down at my computer and reading an article on my computer.
True. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm on my phone probably more than you because of the studying and the groups that I'm in, and I'm trying to learn and all of this stuff. So
Yeah.
But I think it's a really good idea to figure out what's manageable for you and what works for your lifestyle. Like, is it something that you sit down at your desk with? Is it something that you have on your phone? Is it something that you put on the wall in the kitchen? What does it look like for you in your life, and how does that work for you? Just find the thing that works, whatever it is.
You know what I think of is all of the 90s kids, and I don't know if this was in the 80s too, it could have been, but being in school, like middle school and high school in the 90s, they made us carry around a fucking like planner.
I remember that.
Yeah, like we had planners. All of us had planners. So I feel like I'm still drawn to like having a physical write on it planner, and I don't know how to break away from that.
Man, I remember planners from when I started. Like, there was this thing called Franklin Covey. For any of you that are in my age group, like in your 60s, 50s, 60s. Franklin Covey. It was this really, it was for business, and it was a planner. And they had like all these codes that you would put in it. But literally, like, your people, before phones, before cell phones and apps and things became a thing, people lived in their Franklin Covey planners. I mean, this was huge.
Franklin Covey.
For like, it was just like you get the leather bound ones and then all these pages and all these different things, all this stuff. So I'm sure there's some of our listeners out there who know exactly what I'm talking about.
Right.
But I had that for like years because I was a working woman and I needed to keep track of a lot of meetings, and I had kids and all this stuff. And so, and I used to love writing in it and have little sticky notes and things like that for,
staying organized.
Yeah.
Oh, your Virgo side just
more than a
loved
calendar.
that.
It was an organizer,
Yeah, like a life planner.
Yeah, it was a life planner, exactly. I mean, I think it even had inspirational quotes and stuff like that in it.
I don't doubt that when they were making cell phones, things like that came into account. Like, I'm sure of it.
We were trying to keep track of everything.
Yeah.
And those things were like a lifeline, when you needed if everything went in there, you couldn't lose that calendar. You had to have that planner with you.
I'm trying to remember when I worked at the real estate office in Kansas City, and my boss, Diana, there was something that she always had to have with her, and I forget what she called it, but it was like, like her little black book, or I don't know what they really called it, because the little black book is like all your hoes, right? I don't know.
The little black book is an address book usually.
Oh! Well, it could have your hose in it then. That's still kind of applicable.
It definitely had your hose in it.
But
your hose and your hookups.
I'm telling you what, we could not do anything if she did not have that book present. Like, she couldn't remember, and this is exaggerating, the name of her kids without that book. Like, everything was in that book for her life to run
I'm
smoothly.
sure it was a Franklin Covey planner because it was a huge thing for executives.
It could have
anybody
been.
That was an executive, or in my case, an administrator to an executive. We had to know the things that were going on, and there was no place to put it. So you had this one thing that you put everything into.
Everything.
And it was your
life.
Man, it was your life. Just like our phones are our life right now, that was the planner.
They keep us all straight.
The planner of the 90s and the 2000s, I guess. It probably started before that. So find the right format for a calendar. Then what kind of things are we going to put in there?
Yeah. I think that what to include in your magical calendar, there's a lot of ideas.
Oh, I love the idea of a magical calendar.
Well, I call it that because I always get the Llewellyn's magical calendar date book.
The date book?
Yeah, it's called a date book, but magical calendar.
I already have mine for 2025.
Of course you do. I have mine too. I get it like it comes out every July. But I like to look forward and see, like what to expect, energies. I love all the little quotes in there. They have artwork. They have just cool little facts and stuff. But what to put in your magical calendar. And you make it magical because you name it that. I don't care if it's a Covey one or a fucking...
Or if it's a date. There was another, no, it was date something or another. I can't remember. Anyway, back before digital, before we digitized
stuff.
everything.
Yeah.
And it was paper. There was another one that had date in the name. I can't remember what it was now. But anyway.
So the magical calendar comes because you are putting your magical stuff in there, like the stuff for your practice.
I just can see myself decorating it, and making it super like.
I need it to be personal and pretty and something I want to look at and write in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I put in astrological events, and I will tell you guys, we didn't go over this for me. My personal use right now, my calendar, especially last year, everything was on my phone. I really did not pull out my date book last year much at all because my life was so flippin' crazy. There's no way I'm carrying that around with me everywhere. I started taking care of my mother-in-law, and I didn't need her to see that shit. Like, she's more of the... Christian style, and I don't know how she would feel about it. And so for me, it made more sense to put everything in my phone. And I still love that.
Phones are pretty handy, and there's apps,
There's apps for stuff. Although I don't have any that really do it all. That's why we're creating one.
Yeah.
Yes. So retrogrades, planetary returns, okay? The equinoxes and the solstices and the eclipses that come along with those things. Then you've got the zodiac changes, how many, I do not have the zodiac dates memorized on from what to what to what to what. I just know it's like roughly the middle of the month. It changes every time. But actual days, I don't know.
Well, you know what I think would be really helpful for me going forward is every time there's going to be some big astrological event happening, like a blue moon or an eclipse or something like that, I'm always like, what am I supposed to, or Lion's Gate or any of these things, any of these big events that happens, like, okay, 2 days before that I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And I'm scrambling around to figure out like what to do. So for me, I feel like that would be really helpful to think in advance. Okay, I know this event is coming. Plus, if you take the time to write down these events and then find out what's the energy around that and what might you want to, how might you want to harness that energy for yourself at that time. You can plan ahead. You go like, I know this is coming, and then it's, for me anyway, it would stay in my head like, ooh, I know that's coming in like 3 months. I'm going to have that, and it makes it just, first of all, it keeps it sort of top of mind for me because I've put it down in a calendar and I know it's coming, and I'm not surprised 3 days before it gets here or a week or so, because they usually start talking about these things in the media, on social media, 7 days, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, max 2 weeks.
Max two weeks. They start, you start seeing articles about it and people posting about this is coming. Sometimes it's a lot shorter time than that. And if we are not prepared, if I'm not prepared, I know I've let many of these things go by, just pass me by because I wasn't prepared. I hadn't given it enough thought to know. And then on top of that, just giving it enough thought, like what would I want to do, then to pull the things together to do and do the planning to actually do the thing.
Yeah.
What
does it feel like when it's like that?
It feels rushed, and it feels like also that I've lost an opportunity. I feel like even though I don't like to think of it like that because, if I really wanted something, I could have pulled it together.
Sure.
But I would love to be able to take advantage of those, those times of the year where
the unique things that go on. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, this is why I say, like, set it all out ahead of time. Look at the 2025 calendar now. One of the things that I Google are like, what are the major astrological events happening in 2025? And I have down here like, all right, what about all the lunar cycles? Like, I think for me, one of the helpful things in my calendar is I mark every new moon and full moon. I mark the energies that they fall into. So if it's a new moon in Sagittarius, like I have that marked. I have the energy in there so that I can think about it ahead of time. Like, it doesn't have to just come up on me. I have it in there all year. And all I do is copy that event and then make it the next year. So like the energy doesn't change with it. The date changes with it. But it's
that's
already
a good idea.
it's already in your calendar. You've already done the work. And I will say that when I put all this shit in my calendar on my phone, it takes me half a day, to initially put stuff in there.
Which is why this is a really good time to do it, because you're kind of stuck inside anyway, and
That's
it's
right.
still dark. It's like plenty dark and
Yeah.
mostly cold in most places.
Cold, dark, damp, dreary, dreadful. Yeah. So I have in there like supermoons and blue moons. I'm not so much a big, like, I feel like I need to do something for those. I just want to be able to observe them. I want to know, where am I going to be? I was super excited to be in Italy when we had a supermoon there. I've not seen very many supermoons being across the pond, right? Mm-hmm. I've seen one in Afghanistan, and holy fuck, I wish that I could have captured that in a better way. That was like 2010. Cameras were not great back then. Okay, so I have just shiny objects in the sky. You cannot tell how magnificent this thing was. Like, wow. I mean, you literally look like you could just touch it. Because I was way high up in the mountains in Afghanistan, So unless, like, I'm traveling and all of those things come into account for me. Like, I don't know. I look at all those things when I'm going to make a trip like, oh, okay, that's the week of new moon, or that's a full moon coming up. I'll be on a plane. Like, that'll be cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The witches' holidays. I have to put the witches' holidays in there. I give myself time and space to think about what I will do. Can I do stuff for them? If I'm planning a trip, I know I won't be celebrating this. And my plan for this year, I think I've already told you it, but I want to have the witches that I gathered with a couple years ago when shit was like smooth and easy and it felt like we could all get together all the time. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to recreate that this year, where I invite all my witch friends over to do actual holiday gatherings with like little rituals, or if somebody needs a spell or help or tarot readings or whatever, that we all just get together for 5 or 6 hours at my house with snackies and outdoor time and fires and whatever. I want that so bad for this year. Like, my soul is craving it.
You're gonna make it happen, huh?
I'm gonna make it happen.
So retrogrades, if you know your chart and anything big is happening in your natal chart for this year, you might want to mark that down. Of course, the lunar cycles and their intentions, the holidays, and then also personal dates for you, like spiritual milestones, anniversaries that are important to you.
Yeah. We have one that like comes up on us and we always forget that it's an anniversary. But when we started the New Witch Academy, like basically when we started this journey, we always get this little email from different services that we signed up with, like, it's your 4-year anniversary. We're like, holy fuck, we did that.
Is that like November 20th or November? It's November something.
It is. It's in November. Yeah. Which is just always wild. Like,
well, now we have a new one. We
for
have
the school?
Witchworks.
Witchworks.
Well, we have Witchworks, which we started June 1, 2024. That was our official.
Ooh, so we'll have like a 1-year party?
We'll have a 1-year anniversary for Witchworks,
I love
which
it.
is the name that we gave our company. That's like the company name. We go by New Witch Academy, or that's, I don't know how to.
That's our name. That's our brand, I guess.
Yeah.
But the name of the company for like
the company,
all the other
the company where we're like actually filing taxes with is called Witchworks, and where we're going to be able to do other things under that Witchworks.
Build off of that.
It would
or build under
beyond,
that.
beyond New Witch Academy. So we'll do other things in time. We'll add other businesses
I mean,
to that.
the podcast is sort of that. And then the app that we're building is sort of that. So just any of the things we do.
So that's an anniversary for us.
Yes, I love it. So we have that one marked in the calendar. But we don't know it by heart yet. So I just want to talk about the why really quick. Why do we want to put all this stuff in our calendars? Why do we want to keep track of it? Why do we want to plan and decide? And why are we doing all this fucking work right now? Why not wait till 3 days before?
Why don't we wait till the last minute like we do with everything?
Love it. Whoa, not everything else. Hey.
Maybe not everything, but
some stuff.
Depending on who you are.
Sometimes you need to be under pressure before you get shit done.
I worked like that for years.
Yep.
I work better under pressure. Let me wait till my homework's due in 4 hours, and then
I would act like that's a fucking, like, that's a positive thing about my personality. I work well under pressure, which actually says I don't work unless there is pressure.
Which actually means I'm terrible at planning.
AKA I'm a procrastinator who needs pressure.
Yeah.
So when when we think about the whys, what's really helpful in being present and staying aware and sort of understanding energy and what's going on in the world and with ourselves, you want to maintain awareness of those energetic shifts. That way, when shit is off or something's weird, you're like, what is happening? If you ever ask yourself that question, energetic shifts are happening and you're just not aware of them. So I think that that's one of the main reasons. Next would be like harnessing, not harvesting, but harnessing opportunities for personal growth. Like we talk about, I mean, you want to do your first spell on something. You want to celebrate a holiday you've never celebrated before. You want to change out, alter stuff. You want to feel like you're in alignment with the natural cycles, paying attention to this stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, you might put in like some kind of a goal to do something that aligns with energies of whatever. So it could align with the season, or it could align with the holidays, because we have
With the
two of those,
zodiac.
more than two in a season, like spring, summer, fall. There's
Yeah.
two per season,
Yep.
right? So it could align with that. But something, like how do you want to grow as a witch this year? What things haven't you done before as a witch that you would like to try to do this year? What are you going to learn this year?
Experimentation, yeah.
What are you going to learn or do or add to your practice this year? What's that thing going to be that helps you keep growing spiritually, and in your witch practice?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing to sit and contemplate, like, where do I want to be at the end of 2025? What do I want to look back and say, wow, I accomplished that? Like, I'm studying astrology. I hope by the end of this year that I will be able to put together a course in astrology, at least a beginner course in astrology, so that I can teach other people what I have been studying.
Yeah.
That's my goal. That's
I love
one of my
that.
goals for this year.
I think I need to think more about my goals. I'm not clear
But
on mine
especially
yet.
if you're new, if you're not, I don't want to say that. Let me back up. If you're new, it would help your practice and help you stay connected to your practice to be thinking about adding things to your practice, adding knowledge to your knowledge base, if you will, building your grimoire, working on your book of shadows, whatever it is, little things that you can do that keep you connected to your practice so that you don't get out of line. Now, if you have a crazy 2025, you might not be able to do that. And this is, I think we're writing things down as the years going by. It's like, I really wanted to do this, but somebody got sick, somebody got hurt, something happened, some big drama thing happened this year. And I think of the year that
last
your
year.
father-in-law.
Oh, 2 years ago, yeah.
Was that the year that
That was 2 years ago. Shit.
what? It was 2 years when Cameron got epilepsy and your father-in-law died. Wasn't that the same year?
It was, they weren't very far apart. So Cameron, his first visit to the doctors was in December of 2022. And
Yeah, and Sam died
in February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Cameron ended up in the hospital in January.
Yeah,
for
in
the first
January
time.
we were in the hospital for 6 days, the children's hospital.
So, for you, 2023 started off just, with your son being diagnosed. Well, I think he was diagnosed in December, but he was in the hospital.
Yeah, we had the
and
first
then
hospital stay.
Your father-in-law dying, and then
Yeah.
which left your mother-in-law alone, which just all these things happened, and you were barely able to keep your head above water that year because it was so...
Yeah.
There was so
There
many
was a
people
lot.
that needed you to take care of them that you didn't get any time
To take care of myself.
to take care of yourself, or to spend time on your practice. So this could happen in your life too this year in 2025. And if that's you and it's already started out as a crazy year, or it gets crazy, it's okay if you have to focus on other things. You can come back and refocus your energy when things settle down and when you've had some time to recover from all the shit that you've been going through. So don't feel pressure, especially as a new witch, don't feel pressure to do things like have a calendar and make plans and do all these things that we're suggesting. now,
Celebrate
because
all the holidays
celebrate
and
the holidays
the moons
do
and the
spells
transits and
blah,
all
blah,
the
blah,
things.
all that stuff. You know what?
Don't do it.
Let it work with your life and your flow. And but what we do want you to do is come back to it when things calm down,
Yeah.
reflect on it, because through all of those challenges, what you will find is that you will grow through them, even though they're so hard. I mean, I'm sure looking back on your own experience.
You keep making me take big breaths as I have to recall 2023. I'm like, if you guys can hear me breathing heavily, I'm like, every time she points to me, I'm like, oh God, I feel like I'm sinking again. It was a really fucking hard year. It was really, really hard. Yeah.
But you know what? You got through that, and
Yeah.
there's growth from that. And I
For
mean,
sure.
I see the way that you interact with your mother-in-law now, and
Yeah.
how just, and I see the change in what's happened with Cameron, you know,
Yeah.
the growth in him. So even though we go through these hard times, there's growth and lessons and things that we get to take away from them. And we can always look back with gratitude and say, I'm glad that's over.
Fuck. Thank you, 2023, and goodbye.
I think I just wanted to add that in there about depending on where you are, not to feel that pressured to do anything, but to try to stay connected into your practice in some ways that are like through grounding or meditations or listening to things that help you.
Listening. A lot of books. I listened to a lot of books.
You listen to a lot of audio books.
Because that's all I had the space for, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's something you can,
Yeah.
I walk around my own house with my AirPods in, and I'm listening to stuff as I'm working.
Too.
It's all completely quiet in my house because it's just me and Tank.
No.
Well, my grandson was here for a while, but or he's here some of the times. But you know, I've always got something in my ear that I'm listening to and trying to find things that help me grow or entertain me if I need that. Sometimes I just need to be entertained.
Listen, I listen to fantasy books that are about witches and stuff because they're still talking about witchcraft ideas. They're still hitting on these, parts of my practice that it's still real. Yeah, like, I mean, with spells and doubting yourself and like then growing from that. And you've got family stuff and you're not good enough and you're the outcast and whatever. It's like I can still find the themes in these fantasy books that I connect with enough to say, wow, that story really helped me. And I've started 2 that are both really fucking long series, but whatever. I'm on it. I'm on that journey. One is really fanciful, or what do you call that when they're really just like, this is a lot of BS. Like it's not a real witchcraft practice.
They're way out. Yeah, it's fantasy.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fantasy, but it's by Anne Rice, and she's a great writer, and I have enjoyed a lot of her books.
Yeah.
And now they have shows on them, but anyway, we're getting way off.
Yeah, we're getting way off. So we've talked about
always.
organizing your calendar, and so once you have that in place, and you're not just organizing, you're weaving a tapestry of intentional energy, is what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So let's take a deeper dive into what's going on in the planets in 2025, because there is some fascinating stuff for this year.
Yeah. I love your word fascinating. I'm going to call them opposing things that might drive people crazy.
I think it depends on, honestly, Jamie, I really think it depends on how you approach it.
Agree. But that's why I want people to be prepared. I want them to get the knowledge ahead of time, because otherwise they're going to be like, why do I feel like I'm being torn apart? Because we have Aries, and then we have 2 planets that do not like Aries energy or it's not cohesive. And if you don't understand how you can put these 2 things together to level up, I think it could feel really fucking like you're being pulled in 2 different directions. That's all.
Yeah.
Not like it's a bad thing. There's always good things that come out of this. But I just think that when people start noticing these opposing things kind of pulling at them, it's like, which way do I go?
Well, also, it doesn't help if you don't feel those energies, because perhaps the way your natal chart is, they're not impacting you like they may impact someone else in your
different
life
placement,
or different people. But so if you're not feeling the impact of them, but then you start hearing about it, and all of a sudden,
all your friends and your family members are having trouble.
Everybody else is talking about it, and then all of a sudden you are impacted by it because you're hearing so much of it. It's almost like you can't help but feel that, well, shit, this is all effed up. So anyway,
we're about to go through a lot of stuff that would seem like you should take notes on this, but don't take it too seriously or consider it too heavy. And this is just general advice anyways. We want you to know about 2 planets are shifting into Aries, and with that comes their own unique
and these are outer planets, aren't they?
They are outer planets,
outer planets so that have not. So the outer planets move much slower. Their rotation around the sun takes many, many years longer than the planets that are closer to the sun. So these
Definitely.
outer planets, what that means is that they haven't been in this sign for a long time.
Yeah.
And so you'll hear things like the last time Pluto was in
Well, that's a really
Aquarius
fucking
was
far
the
one.
American Revolution, and so then you look at what's going
It
on.
had to be longer ago than that.
It's
That's the last time-
240 years or something, 248 years for Pluto to make its rotation.
Is
I
it?
think it's something.
So it would have been
I'm
before
really
that?
close. It's
I don't know.
240. I believe it's in the 200s, mid 200s, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because Neptune entering into Aries the last time was the Civil War.
Okay, so there's a lot of big energies
Mm-hmm.
going on, but the things that are happening with them. And here, first of all, let me give you, or we're going to give you a astrologer to follow, to listen to.
Oh, yes.
Molly McCord. She does a really great job of breaking this down. You can find her on YouTube. She has a podcast. Google her. She's got books and everything. But just listen to some of the stuff that she puts out. She puts out like a weekly podcast, and she talks about these energies, and she talks about how they're going to impact more the collective than like they're big world things that are happening. Not so much. They may not even impact.
They're not
you.
personal planets.
They're not the personal planets
Right.
that really impact us much more.
It's like a social shift. It's like everybody all at once. It's these bigger. It affects bigger groups of people than it does individual people.
But these are good things to know about,
Yeah.
and then to be kind of clued into or keyed
Yeah,
into or
cognizant
aware
of,
of,
yeah.
so that you can kind of see, because our world is changing. Things are moving very rapidly, and it's going to continue like that for our lifetime, for my lifetime for sure, and probably for your guys' lifetime, for
Yeah, I
your
would say over the
lifetime.
next. I'm 44. I've probably got another 40 years at least, maybe. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
the way that the world is going to change because of technology over the next 40, 50, 100 years is going to be there. It's going to be big, but that doesn't necessarily mean bad. So being aware of how these planets influence the collective and the world and the big shifts in societies
Yeah.
is, I think, a good thing to know, because then you can figure out what's your role in that? What role do you play, and what role do you want to play? What do you want to align with? What values align with what's happening, and where are you positioned in this big collective world of all of these things, and what can you get involved in that can help?
And you're going to hear, as I talk through some of the things that we're about to point out, that Kat and I have chose our side, and it's not really a side, but we've chosen our place in this shift. And we didn't even know, like I didn't know this 4 years ago, that this was coming, and we're perfectly placed for exactly what we want and what we want to do. And anybody who's joining us on this journey, everybody from the New Witches Meetup, everybody that's in this school, anybody listening to this podcast right now, like the themes that you're going to hear right now are like, holy fuck, I have been doing that. Like I've seen other people doing that, and this, we've got Saturn, which is about rules and structure. And then we've got Neptune, which is all about freedom and spirituality and kind of, being open. And this is all falling, they're moving into Aries, which is telling us that we're going to be bold and courageous and step forward and stand up and kind of fight for our positions in both of these areas. So the way that I wrote this is I'm starting with Saturn because it is the planet closest to us, and Saturn returns about every 30 years to the same sign. And I'm going to go through like the growth things for this, very simple stuff. And then I'm going to go through what I'm calling balances, but you could also consider them a challenge that you're going to want to think about or look at, be aware of, honestly, just be aware of it. If you hear anything that we're saying and you're like, and that like sets off a little ting, ping, like in your life, you're like, oh, you already see it or feeling it coming. Because when I was writing this, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel that already. And they're not even in the sign yet, but they're getting so close. It's like the energy is already drawing. It's already reflecting
always
it.
ahead of everything.
Yeah.
I'm always like, everything that happens, it
You
always
were feeling
happens.
it 2 weeks before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is with me, but it's like, oh yeah, I already went through that.
I love that. So let's talk about Saturn's return to Aries. Okay. So the last time that Saturn was in Aries was just in 1996, 98. 96 and 98 was the last time Saturn was in Aries.
Okay.
Okay. So that's not a planet that takes hundreds of years to come back to the same sign. We experience 3 to 4 Saturn returns in our lifetime.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Saturn is structured discipline. Okay, so when you think about Saturn, I always think about the belt. Like a literal belt that holds up the
The
pants.
rings around Saturn, think of the rings around Saturn as a belt.
It is. Saturn has a belt.
Yeah.
And so the belt is the structure that holds the pants up. So that's how you can kind of relate to Saturn, is like, it's the thing that keeps the pants on. And who wears the pants in the relationship? The one with the belt. So Saturn is sort of that driving force behind structure and discipline. But we have it now in the sign of Aries, which Aries is all about being an individual, going forward, being bold, making moves, action. This is a fire sign.
It's a double fire sign it's a double red sign. So
double
cardinal.
red. Yeah.
Because cardinal's red.
Yeah.
And so Aries is both active and reactive.
Yeah.
They also get shit started that they don't complete. That's something that Aries is known for as well. They're good at starting, not so good at finishing.
Well, in the next couple years, while Saturn is in Aries, here's some things that you're going to see as growth that may come up for you, people around you, just in general. And that's stepping up and taking charge in personal, professional, and spiritual domains. Like, this is a time when Saturn really assists us to stand up and take control over what we want. And it doesn't just have to be like your job or your relationship. It can be in the spiritual realm too, but it's like whatever you want to step forward and take control of and stand up for, now is that time. The second one is growing your independence. You've got the self-reliance with Aries, and then you've got trusting yourself with Saturn. So that's going to be something that comes up for just growing your independence. That means get away from toxic people that you may have been reliant on because they give you the things you need so that you don't have to change and be better. Like, Saturn's going to disrupt that shit hardcore. Next is building solid foundations for the long term. That kind of builds off the last one that I just said, where it's going to disrupt unhealthy relationships so that you can build your independence, like the long-term goal for a foundation where you are able to stand on your own 2 feet. But you want to be slow and steady as this comes in. You don't have to be irrational. That's too much Aries. Create a structured, like, I'm bowing out of this. I'm taking time to pull back slowly. Like, I'm just letting this shit go. And people will cause their own sabotage. You won't even have to do anything. Let them fuck it up. You don't have to do anything. You just sit back and watch and be like, yep, they're going to keep doing this. And it's going to keep getting worse and worse. And I'm just going to keep pulling back and back and back. Mm-hmm. The next one is redefining who you are, but on your own terms. And I just truly feel that after this last election, women are really standing up for the things like, I am going to define myself on my own fucking terms.
I'll tell you.
Cat's starting to fidget,
Listen, I'm telling you what, 2028 is going to be a whole different game. By the time we get there.
The planets support this.
By the time we get there, women, I feel like women are already in groups that I'm in, and it's female-centric. That I'm hearing that there's people that are banding together and like, yeah, fuck the patriarchy. We're not going to tolerate this shit anymore. And
it's been going on, and it's just getting stronger.
It's been building.
Yeah, it's been building.
This has been building for a while.
Well, right now, the planets shifting into Aries are really going to support that effort as well.
That.
But let's look at where we need balance. This is where I don't want you guys to think like you have a great idea and you're just going to act on it without thinking, because Saturn is going to slap you down. You still need the structure. So, impatience versus discipline. If you know something should be done and you really have that good idea, you need to go about getting it in a structured way. Try not to be impulsive. That's the Aries energy saying act, go, go, go now without thinking about it.
That's reactive Aries.
Yeah. So it's the Aries impulsive nature that can sort of clash with Saturn's demand for discipline and long-term focus. So that's what you're feeling there. That's why you want to balance impatience with discipline. You have to manage your frustration. So if you're feeling frustrated, know that this is the time where you are supposed to sit in your frustration and wait it out. You're growing a skill to not act impulsively when you're sitting in your frustration. And that's a hard fucking thing to do. When you're mad, when you're frustrated, who doesn't want to lash out and like punch a wall and break shit?
This is where you can use some of the common witchy practices that we talk about, like journaling and, getting together with your witch friends, finding a community that you connect with so that you have a place that you feel safe to vent, or even if you don't say anything, if you're listening to other people who are talking about things, you can just feel a sense of camaraderie when you're in these communities where other people are going through similar things, or supporting people who are going through these changes, these periods where we do have to show some restraint so that we don't kind of blow it.
Lash out. Yeah, blow up, lash out. Yeah.
Yeah, like kind of, make things worse for ourselves by being impulsive and acting in a way that's irrational.
And looking unstable.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd love to give you guys a really quick tip on how to handle needing to release your frustration and talking with somebody. I want you to precipice the conversation with a friend that you trust, somebody close to you, or whoever your person is. Say, listen, I need to vent. I don't need you to solve any of my problems. I just need to speak this out loud so I can get it off my chest. Everything is okay, but I just have to speak this energy out. You can also do that in a letter or writing it, journaling about it to get it off, to get the energy out when you're so frustrated. These are healthy ways to deal with your frustration. And by telling somebody else that you don't need them to solve your problem, it allows them to just listen and not get wrapped up in what you're going through and try to solve your problem for you. Because when people love you, they do want to solve your problems with you. They're like, let's figure this shit out. I'm in it with you. When you need to just vent, precipice the conversation with that. Yep.
I think the other thing that you have available for you today is things like you have social media outlets. Like you could start even
I would just say don't
TikTok.
turn there, but go ahead. Yeah.
No, I think there's a lot of value in if you had a private YouTube channel and you just wanted to rant to that and you kept your videos private, it would be a way for you to get it out and then you could go back to it. You can also do this on TikTok in groups. I know a lot of our audience is in the age group that would use TikTok as a place to find people like minds to connect with, and then a place where they can express themselves.
Yes.
So you might do some, it might be something like that.
Yeah.
Use the tools that you have available to you. Just, I guess, manage your, just remember what the energies that are going on around you so that you don't create a situation for yourself that is more complicated than it needs to be. I guess that's the easiest way to say that.
Yeah, I think what happens is that we get the influences and the event happens and then we look back and you're like, who was that? That wasn't me. I didn't do, that's not my normal self.
I've done that a lot. I've done that
It
many
times.
That's I've had to go back and delete Facebook posts that I was embarrassed about. This was a long time ago. I don't do that anymore, but in the past I have had to go back and delete things like, damn.
Remember,
I said that.
we're managing that frustration, you know? We're managing it. All right, well, next is confronting authority. So Aries independence may struggle against Saturn's emphasis on rules and authority. And this tension can create a sort of push and pull. This is what I was talking about. That push and pull between structure, stay in line, do the right things. And Aries going fuck that, bust down the wall, break down the door. There is sort of a push and pull tension between freedom to express yourself, to do what's right, to speak out, and then the responsibility of your actions affect other people. What you do is not just contained in your own life. That gets out, that leaks. It leaks over into other people's plates. And, you want to, that's another thing that requires balance is freedom and responsibility. Use all the freedom that you possibly can. I was in the military. I fought. I served for people's freedoms to do whatever the fuck they want. I don't agree with what everybody does with their freedom. Surely don't. But that is the right that we have as Americans. That's what our country stands for, is the freedom to express ourselves. Do it in a way that is healthy and beneficial with others, to others, with yourself.
This is why I think finding groups of people,
definitely,
of like minds that are kind of focused on goals of either helping other women.
Yeah.
Be
sure it's about healing and helping, though, not just vindictiveness.
Younger women who are even more impacted than some of us older ladies who are past the age of having children. You have a lot of younger women who are faced with just really restrictive laws now and things. So you might get involved in something like that where you're trying to help the younger women come up, and that could I feel like that's a really good place energetically to spend your time because they need help.
Absolutely, they need support systems.
Yeah.
I think the last one is the physical burnout that we all might feel with Saturn being in Aries because of this push-pull, okay? Aries rules the body. It's the I am. motto, okay? And the energy levels of the body, it rules that. It rules our actual energy level, like high energy, go, go, go. And then also like when we get low, it's like your fire is out. Saturn influences might manifest as fatigue because you feel like you want to go, but you've got like this rubber band holding you back. That is what you might feel that fatigue from. So your physical limitations and like not having enough energy to go out and speak up and get on things and deal with it all, there might be a lot of that. You might not be able to deal with it, and you might be having people ask you for support and you just don't have the energy to give. Please be mindful of getting rest for yourself, of recuperating from things, of not getting too worked up and out of place and putting your energy all in one spot to try to rescue everything. Remember, you're one person. You can only handle so much, and that's okay. Only do what you can. You still need rest and self-care. As much as I want to fight for everybody, if I exhaust myself, there'll be nothing left for me and I will fade away. And that benefits nobody. So remember that when you're going to stand up for your cause or even for yourself, you still need that time for rest and self-care. I was just going to put a shout out to all of the Saturn returns because, we've never really talked about that yet.
We've never talked about Saturn returns.
Oh, I fucking love Saturn returns.
Yeah, it's a
shift.
Saturn returns. So Saturn takes 29.5 years to rotate around the sun. And so typically for us, it usually happens, our Saturn returns to the same place in our chart, our natal chart, when we were born, from about age 29 to 31, somewhere in there. And at this time, and then again another 30 years later, 58 to 60, something like that. And when I look back on my life in those periods of time, 30 was when I changed my life. I literally flipped from being this 20-year-old irresponsible, doing things that weren't helpful in my life to this responsible person who started thinking about a career. That switch happened to me right before I turned 30. And then when I was getting close to 60, I was ending this long-term toxic. I was finally getting myself out of it. And not long after that, I moved to Florida. So those were big things that happened in my life at those points where Saturn
returns. Yeah.
And it's not like it comes back on the same day. It's more like a longer period that's drawn out, even though it does make that cycle 29 and a half years. But the energy of it lasts. I feel like like I said, it's not a day that it happens.
No.
It happens over a period of...
Technically, it happens on your birthday.
Technically, it's a day.
Yeah, but not really. The energy shift is long.
The energy comes in, and then it comes in, and then it hits a peak, and then it comes out.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say is, as our listeners, if any of you are 29 to 31 years old, you are going through your Saturn return right now, and anyone who is the 58 to 60-ish, you are also in your Saturn return. And if you have women in your life, this is even better for people who are not those age. If you have women in your life that are those ages, please watch out for them. Please help them. Please listen to them. They are trying to change. They know things are coming about. They want to be different. They're craving it. Their soul is literally pushing them on. It's an urge that you almost can't fight. Assist them if you can. Yeah. That would be my advice. Assist the people who are in those age. Give them support. Give them an ear. Give them tools. Offer them advice. Do anything that you can. Be their crone, whatever it is, so that they can make that transition successfully and move on to the next segment of their life after their Saturn.
That's the phase. It's another
phase. Yeah.
So Neptune and Aries.
Yeah, we're going to get into the second planet that's going into Aries, and that is Neptune.
And Neptune, that's your ruler, isn't it?
That is my ruler. Yes, ma'am. Yep. Love it.
So I don't know how long it took. 84 years? I can't remember how long. It's been 84
for Neptune?
Years.
Oh my gosh, I didn't write that down.
You didn't write that down. Okay, so I'm,
But it's the Civil War, and history. So when was the Civil War?
Civil War was in the late
1860 something?
Late 1800, late 1800. Yeah.
18 something. 60. I want to say it's 1860 something, but I don't know. Yeah.
So it must be more than 100 years. So that was the last time.
That was the last time that Neptune was in Aries. So
Okay.
Neptune is a water
So it might be
planet.
150 years, something like that.
Yeah, it's got the intuition, it's got the spirituality part of it. And this is where I feel like we're really aligned with Neptune going into Aries. These are technically opposing signs, right? One's water, one's fire. But there's some bold action here. So we've got Neptune in Aries is combining intuitive energy and bold action. Okay, so intuitive energy with bold action. This means we could all learn to become psychic. That's something bold. You take on a new quest.
Spiritual growth, yeah.
Spiritual
like intuitive
growth, for
growth,
sure.
Third eye stuff.
But it's more than that. It's
Psychic
like
abilities.
You literally put say whatever you believe in. You are now putting that on your house. You are wearing clothes that say that. You're getting a fucking bumper sticker. Like, you're being out there with it. That's the Aries part of that.
You're getting that tattoo on your face.
Oh, fuck. No, don't. I don't know.
I've been thinking about that.
A tattoo on your face?
Yeah, just a little one, like on the side here. Yeah.
WTF. Okay.
That's really crazy. So I might end up doing it when this comes in.
Holy fuck.
I don't know.
All right.
Just something really, really
listen,
small.
you do whatever you want.
I'm going to do whatever I want.
I know you will.
I've lived long enough to do what the hell I want. I
So,
don't really care.
The growth part of this, the Neptune and
pink
Aries.
hair.
And listen, I'm all about dyeing the hair. Yeah.
Pink hair.
The growth part of Neptune and Aries is we get to redefine our personal spirituality. This is where I think we're perfectly aligned, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
We're giving people a space to redefine their personal spirituality, because although we say witch a lot, we're truly very spiritual people. I don't care what this is like just the modern term for what we are is witch, to use the energy to understand the cycles, to be in touch with nature. So it's developing a unique and personal approach to your spirituality. Remember, we're combining that personal element of Aries. I am a witch. So you've got I am as Aries and a witch as Neptune. I mean, that's just us.
Just the whole witch revolution or evolution, I'm not sure which it is, has been coming along for some time now. And
since the 50s.
With all the things that just happened and are happening with this new administration and all the things that we're seeing, and people are, more and more people are like, yeah, fuck that.
Fuck that. I want what, I need what's good for me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to follow some bullshit anymore.
Well, it's, I feel like witchcraft is about taking back your power and owning your power.
It is. It's not just, so your power is your personal identity. It's the things that make you you. It's having the freedom to believe what you want and to act in a way that aligns with your soul and your higher self.
Yeah.
So the next one is to take action on your spiritual beliefs. This is what I'm saying. We're going to start standing up and just get a tattoo on your forehead that says I'm a witch. No, I'm just kidding. So taking action on your spiritual beliefs, it's together, the Neptune and the Aries, they inspire individuals to actively express their spiritual beliefs in the world. It's us not being afraid to claim who we are and what we say. Yeah. Labels are a whole nother thing. I don't know, labels I don't really care about, but to say what I am and what I do, I've been working on that for 4 years, and so many people that I thought I would never say that to or talk about it with, I have people coming and asking me for advice now, how do I sell my house? How do I get pregnant? How do I, it's what would you suggest, Jamie? I'm not a witch, but what would you say? Oh, they're curious, and there's curiosity there. So this is also the time to channel inspiration into action. And I love that because you already really started that. You said, I'm going to learn this fucking skill. I'm going to become an astrologer. So, of course, Kat is ahead of the game. She started this shit last year. It
always happens like that for me.
I know.
There's got to be something in my chart, which I'm going to learn about and figure out why that's always that way for me.
So Neptune has these visionary qualities that become energized by the Aries assertiveness. All right. So we've got this visionary person and Aries being assertive. Now we're all going to do TED Talks on spirituality, right? That's the goal.
Oh,
get it out there in the world.
Listen,
I know. I want it.
I've already dreamt of your TED Talk.
I dream of it all the time. I told you, I introduce myself in my car over and over and over again, I'm on that stage.
I've had dreams about it lately, so
yeah,
that's happening.
So it really is. This is the time where it's making it a lot easier to turn our creative dreams into tangible projects or things that we can do.
Okay, so things that we can do, psychic growth.
Yeah, the psychic growth.
Yeah, okay.
Is our next thing that is like, it's an empower. I don't know how to put this. I didn't write that quite well. But when you combine Aries and Neptune together, the psychic growth is really about your practices that you're going to do, because right now you're like standing so firm in your beliefs that you say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to learn to meditate. I'm going to learn. That's why I was talking about you doing astrology. That's what was coming to my mind. I'm going to learn to do this. I'm going to become this. I'm going to practice this.
Yeah.
I am is the Aries.
I am. Mm-hmm.
Fill it in with a spiritual practice. Mm-hmm. Boom. We got our thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how do we, there's balances that need to be had, okay? Not everything is all hunky-dory, which I haven't said that in a long time, and I'm so happy to say it.
Hunky-dory.
What? Not honky? Oh, shit.
Guys, she said honky-dory. It's
Hunky-dory.
hunky-dory.
Who?
It's hunky-dory.
What's a hunky-dory?
It's not hunky.
It's hunky-dory. I swear to God, we said that in Kansas all the time. Hunky-dory. Never mind.
You said hunky-dory. It's
Hunky-dory.
It's
like
hunky-dory.
honk, like a noise.
No, not honk.
What's a hunky?
Anyway,
Okay.
Hunky-dory. That's
I'm going to get a lesson after we get off the air. It's a balance. We're looking at impulsivity and then practicality in pursuing dreams. So this is actually adding in the three things. We have the impulsivity of Aries, we have the practicality of Saturn, and we have pursuing our dreams, which is Neptune. So I did combine the three together. Mm-hmm. Aries has impatience, which can lead to rushing into the, I can't even say that word. I wrote that shit.
Neptunian.
Neptunian. That just sounds cartoonian. The Neptunian ideals. Yeah, I think I pictured it different in my head when I spelled it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Neptunian ideals without fully considering the practical implications.
Yeah, because Neptune is all about dreams and...
Oh, yeah, anything's possible. This is living in your head like a Pisces. Exactly. I mean, this is all like dream world. Shit's not real.
If you've ever known a real Pisces, you know the dreamer in them. It's a beautiful thing.
What I think of when it comes to this...
Sometimes impractical.
Well, there you go. What I think about is... Kat and I really want to buy a property and start a physical witch school as a sanctuary for women to learn essential skills that like return them to nature, give them a reprieve from the world, have their children there even. Like I really want to open up. I know it sounds weird to create a sanctuary for women, but I truly feel that we need a place to be our own selves and get back into our feminine power, the divine. Mm-hmm. And I think being in earth practices really does that. Now, my Pisces Neptunian self is like, just go buy that fucking property and figure it out later. Well, That's not practical because the Saturn is going and you will end up in bankruptcy court and you will be fucked. Like, don't do it. But my Aries is going...
You need a better plan.
Yeah, my Aries is like, you believe in this dream enough, go do it, girl. The universe has got your back. So you're balancing these elements.
Or else we'll buy because we've thought about mansions in Florida, rundown mansions in Florida.
Oh, sure, center of Florida, yeah.
That, with land and stuff, and then we'd be there trying to remodel for the next 20 years.
Yeah, it's like, you got to add in some practicality. Your dreams are good, but make sure that they
we don't have the money
steps.
to pay somebody to reno the whole place for us, or to be doing it ourselves. That's what I could see happening.
Absolutely.
If we're too impulsive with it.
So the next one is like struggling with idealism versus reality. And again, these are very Neptunian things, right? Yeah. Neptune's dreamy nature can conflict with Aries' desire for immediate results. Remember, if you are experiencing impatience, you are experiencing Aries energy that is just like, fucking go already. It's like sitting at the light and it turns green and the person in front of you doesn't go. How long till you beep the horn? That's Aries. Just saying. I'm just saying. Next is the emotional intensity. So, of course, with being the Neptune, all of the emotions, the water sign, the energy of like the unconscious, the depth, which can create a lot of rage also. Aries' fiery nature can intensify Neptune's emotional undercurrents. Okay, this is where we create unstable freakouts, emotional. Have you seen the people who are like freaking out in the stores like, don't touch me, and they're screaming and it's all really crazy? No. I know they call them Karens, but I feel bad about that word. But it's like they just have these flip out fucking moments. It's like it's a psychotic break. Are you
talking about the Karens?
I mean, yes,
the Brads, Chads, and Dads?
But I've only seen women do this where they literally are freaking out inside of like...
The Kevins and the Karens.
About like they're in Victoria's Secret paying for something and somebody touched them or something happened and they bring out their phone to record and they literally lose their shit. It's crazy. So this is what emotional intensity. Yeah. Well, my sister introduces me to a lot of weird shit. Emotional intensity is it's when you get that really overwhelming feeling of like, I'm losing. Yeah, overreaction.
Yeah,
it's overwhelming. Whatever overwhelming feelings you have. Okay. So you have to, this is where, I know we don't practice grounding and talk about grounding all the time, but this is where it really you need to step back, take a minute, put your feet in the fucking dirt and just breathe. That is what you need to do when you start feeling that way. Remember, we're here for a lifetime and we're going through this shit because we wanted to be here during this time of evolution and this whole period. You don't have to freak out. It's not the end of the world. Nobody's dying. Just step back and go, you know what? I don't have to react to this. I'm in control of myself. We loved the song that came out 2 years ago, which was Woman in Total Control of Herself. Mm-hmm. Remember that?
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Be in control of yourself and your emotions. Practicing grounding can really help you navigate the emotional surges, okay? And that's what happens. It's too much energy coming through you all at once. All right. These significant events combine Saturn's discipline, structured energy, with Neptune's dreamy spiritual influence. And it's infused with Aries' fiery, pioneering spirit. You can see the three of them all working together here, right? It sounds like a lot.
You could say that.
It sounds like a lot to keep up with.
They're all on the playground together. I'm not sure how well they're playing.
It's an interesting threesome.
I'm not sure how well they're playing together, depending on who it is.
I know that it sounds like a lot to keep up with, but by understanding the planetary returns, you can really elevate your practice and stay in harmony with the universe's rhythm, okay? Again, take this with a spoon of honey or something. All you have to do is practice staying aware. Awareness is key. Taking time to reflect so that you can understand how the events actually fuel or disrupt your own energy balance. That's truly what it's about. We're talking about a lot of these big other things, but just stay in tune enough to know how it disrupts your energy.
As you step into the magic of planning your ahead, remember that each season, each celestial shift, and even each moment offers an opportunity to grow, reflect, and celebrate the unique path you're walking. Whether you're mapping out bold goals or simply turning into the whispers of the universe, trust that your intentions hold the power to create a full year of purpose and transformation. Until next time, keep your heart open, your magic strong, and your dreams fearless. Bye, witches.
All right, bye, witches.